artist in any genre?
My favorite artist in any genre, I would say in rap for sure Tupac. In rock and roll, it would be Jimi Hendrix. In reggae, it would be Bob Marley. And yeah, them is like some of my top. I love all of them artists right there.
All right. Top 3 food spots in LA.
Top 3 food spots. Damn. Real city shit. One of my top spots in the city would have to be Penguins. All top on Pico. Number 2, I'll for sure say, let me think. What's a fire food spot? I'll be pulling up too. I'll say for sure number 2, Mike's Deli. Number 3, I would say, number 3, what we going with, G4? I'm gonna say a fly spot, but he shut it down during COVID. But rest in peace to Pacific Dining Car. That was one of my number 1 city spots, my nigga. Yeah, I used to go eat there on the late night all the time. Pacific Dining Car, rest in peace, man. We love it. Big, real city shit.
Hey, let me turn this heater off real quick.
Yeah, just click, push it. Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. All right. This next one I always get them. Coldest verse you ever heard.
Coldest verse I ever heard, like in my life.
Yeah. Whatever come to mind first, whatever, you feel me?
Fuck. I remember when I was a kid, the coldest verse I low-key I ever heard. One of them. It actually was 2 of them, and I'm gonna say 2. It was one was Jay-Z, Jigga What? Jigga Who? That song, that inch, like,
yeah.
Bro, when I first heard that verse as a kid, I was like, bro, this nigga gassed this shit. Like, bro went crazy. Like, I remember that shit. It was in the car, too. It was, like, around the time, like, Rush Hour and shit came out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that song was, like, popping, bro.
Yeah, I think it was on the soundtrack.
Yeah, that shit was going crazy. And I remember being a kid just like, man, who is this? Like, I think that's when I really discovered, like, Jay-Z at that time when I was a kid. Number 2 was Snoop Dogg on I Just Wanna Fuck You.
Yeah.
But that nigga, I just want fuck with you on the creek tip, on some big shit. So once you wanna do, you freak, bitch. You know, I was like, oh, that nigga gassed that shit, bro.
Yeah, he went crazy.
That nigga got off on that shit. I loved that shit when I was a kid. When I first heard the Chronic, I was like, whoever, you know, I was like really like, I knew who Snoop was, but you know, on them songs, you ain't know particularly when you was a kid, like, that's Snoop. That's like, you was a kid. You was like, man, this shit crazy, but you know, Snoop got off on that shit.
Okay.
You
know. 5 of your favorite West Coast rappers.
Number 1, for sure, I said Pac. Number 2, Snoop. Number 3, Sugar Free. Number 4, damn. Number 4, I would say, there's so many. I just, you know, I want to say the right one. I said Sugar Free, right?
Yep.
Number 4, I would say, I'll say Quick.
Okay.
Number 5, I would say Fuddy Water.
Easy call. Okay. Top 5 albums.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Number 1, I'll say Reasonable Doubt. Let me turn this on.
Yeah.
Number 1, I would say Reasonable Doubt. Number 2, I would probably say Tupac, Me Against the World. Number 3, I would say Carter 2. Number 4, I would say Graduation. And number 5, I would say The Chronic.
Baby. Chronic's in my top 5 too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the last one. You might not even have one, but this is a question. Best soundtrack album you ever heard?
Best soundtrack album I ever heard. Damn, that's a great one. That's a great question. Because there's so many great ones. And I don't feel like people even do shit like that no more, where they really take pride in the great soundtrack no more. But one of my favorites, I would say, was... I would say, like... And this is something I discovered, because I don't want to act like I was born to even know this later, but, like, when I discovered, like, the Above the Rim soundtrack, that shit was pretty cold.
Yeah. It's pretty much like Death Row production.
That shit was pretty cold, bro. Yeah. And I really appreciated that, like, later in my life, because it was like, damn, it's a lot of dope classic movies, but that movie's crazy. You know, I really appreciate the Dead Presidents soundtrack, too, as well, from the movie Dead Presidents, for all the oldies on there. I love oldies. Yeah, so I love that soundtrack. That's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.